Okay, seems like nobody got the message today. Crickets. But let's just make a little trial run here. If for next time, if you click in and you don't see, you just see the books there, picture and no video. Next Saturday, you need to go back to the YouTube channel, Third Testament Foundation YouTube channel, and click refresh if there's not a live now underneath the video. So but it seems like the texts are working here. So let me just introduce you to the Third Testament of Martinus. Just before we start, all the symbols are copyright of Martinus Institute, and these symbols, Martinus so who was Martinus? He drew them, of course, but who was he before he drew these symbols? Martinus was a man who was born in 1890, and he passed away in 1980. When he was 30 years old, about there, 1921, he had what he calls a golden baptism of fire, where he experienced in meditation, he experienced that a Christ-like being of light entered his consciousness and stayed with him for the rest of his incarnation. So what happened after that experience was that every time he had a problem, he was able to tune into himself, close his eyes, and within himself he could see the solution to the problem, any problem at all. And he was able to see the non-physical world, and all these non-physical principles, universal principles and laws of life, he was able to convey to us during these symbolic drawings. So after these experience in 1921, he drew these drawings for about 7 years. He made about 100 drawings. 45 was officially approved by him during his lifetime, and or 44 actually. And this one he calls the third, the main symbol. It's called the eternal world picture, the living being two, the eternal Godhead, and the eternal sons of God. And it basically represents the Godhead. If you're not on good terms with the term God, you could use a different term. You could use, like the Buddhists use, the one mind, or the source, the eternal, that which has no beginning and no end. If we look at the symbol, we can see that there are the white here in the center, and there is white along the edges in these little balls of a white. What this represents is the God head, where we're all one in the center, and then all the living beings in the universe out here, the little circles of balls of light. So if we want to see where we are human beings. We are here in this evolutionary span. We can see the planet Earth here. That's where the planet is in evolution, and evolution goes counterclockwise here in this symbol towards the star. These field around the planet represents the consciousness of the planet, or the categories of terrestrial mankind's consciousness. So basically represents where we are in evolution as human beings. There are beings that are way down here. There are beings that are here and here and here and here and here and here and here up to here. So according to Martinez, there's no human beings that are above this step in evolution. If we see the how he created this symbol by taking a white disk, which is the eternal. He calls it X1 in lack of a better name, because it has no name. It is nameless in its nature. So he gives it Martinez gives it a nameless variable X1, signifying this nature. So this eternal something X1 has an eternal power of creation X2, which is also nameless in its nature. And when we add X1 and X2, or place the purple disk or violet disk on top of the white disk, we get the main symbol. So what is X3 here? X3 is also a nameless variable here, representing the created world, physical as well as non-physical, material as well as spiritual. So in the interaction of the Godhead and the sons of God, all the way around here in the edge, we can see that the rays coming from the Godhead, shining from the center out into creation, and from the living beings, shining from their center, which is one with God, meeting with the rays of the Godhead, and that is where we see the flames, and where the X3, the material world, is being generated. So all living beings are always at one with God, but it's not always that we are conscious that we are at one with God. But this symbol shows that all living beings are at any time in evolution at one with God. That is our core of our being. Our core of our being is eternal. So the difference between us and the Godhead is that we are, as human beings, we are micro beings inside of a macro being, the planet Earth. Planet Earth is our macro being, just as we are a macro being to our organs, lungs, for example, heart, intestines, so forth. And the planet, again, is a macro being inside of a macro being. The solar system is a macro being to our planet, and so forth. And the difference between the Godhead and us human beings is that the Godhead is the macro being that is not a micro being inside another macro being. In other words, the Godhead does not have its own x2 or x3 part, but consists of all the x2 and all the x3 of all living beings put together. That is a Godhead. And since there is nobody on the call, I cannot take any questions. But basically, this is the format. What have we been talking for about 15 minutes? It's a little long, maybe 5-10 minutes next time, and then we open for chat-in questions, and then we'll take it from there. Maybe just for good measure, I would explain the 6 colors here, and then we'll say good day, and see you soon, next Saturday, same time, same place. We have the indigo color here, representing the mineral kingdom, red color representing the plant kingdom, orange color representing the animal kingdom, and the last part of the human kingdom. So we humans are actually part animal, part human, sphinx being, transitional being. And then we have the yellow color representing the real human kingdom, green color representing the not the intelligence world, but it's called, I forgot right now, but the blue is representing the divine world. Then the other aspects of the colors are in X3 is we have the energy aspects. So the indigo is the energy aspect of indigo color is memory energy. The energy aspect of the red color is instinct energy. The what did I call it? Energy aspect of the orange color is killing principle, gravity energy, the explosive energy, the fire of the universe, expansion effect in the universe, and the yellow is the contraction effect, the cooling effect, feeling energy. Then there's the intelligent energy, the green, and blue is intuition energy. Yeah. So, and you can read more about this on the website, thethirdtestament.info, and you can sign up for the mailing list there, and then you'll get a notice of the next live stream. So, all right, until then,